Welcome back, boys and girls. Mrs. Rodriguez here. I hope you are doing amazing today. And boys and girls, I cannot believe that we are already on ELA lesson number 11. Time is quickly moving forward. So let's take a look at the materials you're going to need for today. You will need your reading notebook or journal, your independent reading book, and a pencil. And for writing, and I will tell you again when we get to our writing lesson what you need again. You will need your writing notebook or journal and a writing instrument such as a pencil. So let's make sure that you are ready to learn at home. Is your body still? Are your ears listening? I hope so. Is your brain thinking? Always. And are your eyes looking at my screen? And very important, is your computer charged or is it plugged in? All right, boys and girls, I'll give you a few seconds to gather your thoughts and your materials. If you have to pause the video, please pause the video and come back. All right, let's get started. If you still haven't gotten your materials together, just pause the video, okay? So today, students will be able to identify how good readers answer text-based questions. And students will be able to close read a text to answer text-based questions. So let's look at this picture here. It says text toolbox symbols. A star means important. A line, an underline, keyword or detail. So when you're reading and you find something that is important, you should underline it so that you don't forget about it or where it is later on. A check mark means you understand. A circle means you're unfamiliar with a vocabulary word. So when you're reading a text or a book or a passage and you find a word that you're not very sure about, circle it so that when you're done reading, you can go and look it up in a dictionary so that you can figure out what that word is. Or you may be able to find it in the back of the book in the glossary, and it'll give you a definition so that you understand what it means. Question mark means I don't understand. So while you're reading, if you come across something that you're not understanding, put a question mark next to it. You can go back to it to try to understand, or you can ask someone to help you get clarification. An exclamation point means I'm surprised. So if you're reading something and you're like, wow, that's surprising, put an exclamation point. And what looks like a figure 8 sideways or an infinite sign means I made a connection. Oh, sorry, boys and girls. Here we go. And words and comments mean I'm thinking. So if you jot down some words or you make some comments on the sidelines, means you're thinking. Close reading anchor chart. So close readers do these things. They read the text slowly and at least twice. Why twice? Because the first time you're just gathering information, you're going through it. Sometimes we go through it a little bit faster and it's not everything is captured in our brain. The second time around, you're reading it again and things that you have already taken in, you can move through them, and then there will be things that when you read the first time didn't really sink in. So when you're reading the second time, you capture new things. Get the gist of what the text is about. So the gist as in the main idea. You practiced that in the last lesson. Circle words you weren't sure of and try to figure them out. All right, so we mentioned that here. If there's unfamiliar vocabulary words or just words in general that you're not familiar with, or a phrase that you're reading, you're not sure, you're a little confused, just circle it. Reread, annotate, and underline key vocabulary. So if there's a vocabulary word, such as a bolded word, italicized, underlined, underline it. Make little notes if you have to. Use the text to answer questions. So, if you read a passage and then you have questions, look back at the text. The answer is always within the text. Gather evidence from the text. Well, if you are writing about a topic and you need to have evidence, go back to the text. You're going to find it in there. There's always information in there. Talk with each other about what you think it means. So turn to a buddy or a friend or a family member and talk about what you just read. What does it mean? Read again and summarize or answer. So read it one more time and then summarize what you have read. Short, just give me a short and sweet explanation of what you just read. All right, there's one more strategy I want to talk about, and that is rap. Can you rap? Restate the question. This shows you understand what is being asked. Answer the question. Share your opinion or knowledge of the topic. And prove you are right. Include 2 or more details from the passage. All right. I think we're ready to get going. So a close read is reading a text enough times that you can explain it to someone else and answer questions about it. Today, we're going to use Penguins, the book Penguins. We're going to close read. Step 1, it says, read to get the general idea. Highlight the important parts. Mark anything else you notice using close reading symbols. Talk. What is this text about? Step 2, read a second time more closely. Circle the parts you don't understand and mark anything you notice. Talk. Explain the marks you made and why did the author write this text. And then step 3, you look at the questions. You reread to find their answers and write your answers. Mark the text to show where you found them. You can also write the page number when you're answering the question, so that way you know where to, if someone asks, how do you know? Where did you find that information? Then you can say, hey, look, I put a page number here. Let me go back to that page. Here it is. This is the information I found. All right, and remember, use close reading marks, okay? You do a star if it's important information, underline a key word, a check mark to say, I understand, and circle unfamiliar words, question mark if you don't understand, and exclamation point if you are surprised. All right, so let's see here. We're talking about penguins. We've read that they're not like regular birds where they fly, because they don't fly. They swim, they march, and they slide through the snow. They are penguins. All right, I'm going to go to a specific page that I want to talk about. So, not just any bird. Penguins are perfect for their lives at sea. They have a sleek shape for speed. A layer of blubber keeps them warm. So a layer of fat is what they have in between their feathers and their body to keep them warm. They also have stiff flippers that act like boat paddles. So their flippers help them move through water really fast. Big eyes to see underwater. It's very important that they see underwater, right? Otherwise, how else will they know where they're going and if there's something in front of them? Big webbed feet for better steering. So their feet help them steer left, right, up, down, around. And layers of soft feathers trap the heat in. Stiff, oily feathers on top keep out water. So their stiff, oily feathers, they release this oil to keep them waterproof. All right, boys and girls? So let's go back here to this slide. And I want to talk about using the wrap strategy to answer my text-based questions that I have here on our close reading that we just did on this page here. Okay, so let's do this together. Penguins, not just any birds. How do penguins stay warm? So the question is, how do penguins stay warm? Taking the information that I just read from this page, I know that they have a layer of blubber that helps them stay warm. But I'm going to restate the question first, okay? So how do penguins stay warm? Penguins stay warm due to their layer of blubber. All right? So I used most of the words in the question to start out my answer. How do penguins escape their predators? I'm going to restate the question. Penguins escape their predators by using their strong, solid flippers. And how fast can penguins swim? Penguins can swim about 15 miles an hour. All right? So while I was close reading the book, I gathered all this information from there. And using the wrap strategy, I'm restating the question, I'm answering the question, and then I'm proving that I'm right. Oh, it says by including 2 or more details from the passage. I didn't include 2 or more. I included 1, I believe. But you get the gist of it. Penguins stay warm due to their layer of blubber. Now, if I wanted to add to that, let's see here. Let's go back to that page that we were looking at. And they also have layers of soft feathers that trap heat. So let's add that in. They also have soft feathers that help trap heat. All right, boys and girls. And let's see, penguins escape their predators by using their strong, solid flippers. What else can we find? Let's see the next page if there's more information on there. Their black backs make them hard to see from above, and their light bellies make them hard to see from below. All right. And notice that here's the information that I wrote down first. They have strong, solid flippers that help them escape predators. So let's add that their black backs, make them, what did it say? Hard to see from above. Hard to see from above. All right. And penguins can swim about 15 miles an hour. Their webbed feet help them steer. All right, boys and girls. So for my wrap strategy, I restated my question. I answered the question with information I got from the passage or the text. And then I included 2 details from the passage. Boys and girls, it's now your turn to try. Okay? So you're going to go into your Penguins book and you're going to answer these questions here. So pause this page so you can see the questions. And you're going to use the wrap strategy just like I did. Okay? So the questions are, what are some animals that are predators of penguins? According to the text, what helps a penguin hide from a predator? And name one way an emperor penguin is different from other penguin species. And again, you're going to use the wrap strategy. So you're going to restate the question so that you can show me that you understand what is being asked. Then you're going to answer the question. You're going to share your opinion or knowledge of the topic. Because you're going to read the book, The Penguins, you're going to know the answers to these questions. But you're going to use what is in the question to Show me your understanding. So again, you're going to restate the question. Use words from the question to answer your question. And then you're going to prove that you are right. So you're going to include 2 or more details from the passage, just like I did. All right, boys and girls, I know you could do this. Let's go. Take a brainy break. Take 15 to 20 minutes. Stretch, grab a snack, grab some water, take a walk, pause the video. Don't forget to pause the video. And come back for your writing lesson. All right, I will see you soon. Boys and girls, welcome back. We are now moving on to our ELA writing lesson number 11. Make sure you have the learning materials that you need, which are a writing notebook or journal and a writing utensil such as a pencil. If you do not have those, please pause the video and come back with your writing materials. Today's objectives are we can understand how to link pieces of information in our writing, and we will write to link pieces of information in our writing. Today, I want to show you how I link my writing together just as paper chains are linked together. We will be using words that are known as transition words. So time and sequence, cause and effect, contrast, compare, examples, to add information, and conclusion. So some examples are first, next, also, finally, then, suddenly. Cause and effect examples: since, if, then, as a result. Or contrast: although, but, because, however. When you're comparing something, you use likewise, in the same way, again, also, similarly. Or if you're using examples, for example, for instance, such as. When you're adding information, in addition, furthermore, as well as, additionally. Or when you're talking about your conclusion, you add in conclusion, or lastly, finally, or in summary. But those are just some examples. Before a writer can think about making the pieces of writing and information, you got to link them together. The writer needs a lot of information. So you make a list. My list of things I want to say are: penguins jump high, they have fun, penguins sing, they glide, and they surf the waves. So here, I use my list to structure my draft. The first step to linking all information is to do what you already learned to do, and that is to plan the structure of the writing. Think, how will the miniature table of contents for this part go? So the miniature table of contents is the list that I created in the last page. And here it is. Penguins jump high, they have fun, they sing, they glide, and surf waves. And I made connections using connecting words or transition words. Let's take a look. Topic: how do penguins have fun? Penguins know how to have a good time. Even though penguins have a difficult life, they have a lot of fun. For example, they sing to their relatives, they sing to their partners, their chicks, and their parents. Also, they slide on mountains of ice on their bellies. Besides that, the penguins surf in the waves, in the water, and even on the land. In conclusion, penguins do know how to have a good time. They sing, slide, and even surf. So if you notice, I've highlighted those linking or transition words. For example, also, besides that, and in conclusion. And now it's your turn to try. Feel free to come back to this video and look at the list of words that I have here to use in your writing. Today and any day that you are writing informational pieces, think about how you can put our chapters and sections together as if you are constructing a paper chain, making sure that each piece connects logically to the piece that comes next or before it. Right now, reread your work and plan what you will do. Record your plan on a Post-it note and then you can get started. Create a little list like I did, my list of things I want to say. So that way you have structured your writing a specific way, and then you can get writing. All right. And again, you are more than welcome to come back to the video where the linking words are and use them in your writing. All right, boys and girls, I know you're going to do an amazing job and I can't wait to see it. All right. See ya.